Hey, hey. I hope you're doing well this Thursday. And I just wanted to come on and share a few things about finding your purpose. Hi, I'm Linda Zelnick with Alta Coaching, and I'm a leadership coach. And one of the things I often talk with people about is um, what they want to do with their life. This conversation is important when you're young. It's important when you're first starting out your career. And a lot of people have this conversation again in their 40s and 50s when they think about what they want the rest of their career to be about. And so earlier this year, I found a little gem, and I'd like to just share that with you today. And it is Gay Hendricks' book, Five Wishes. And he asks or poses a really important question um, that he actually gained from somebody at a dinner party of sorts. So, anyway, I'm going to pose that question to you today, and I hope that it will inspire some things that will help you get clear on your purpose and what you want your life to be about. So, um, gaining clarity on your purpose will usually lead to more satisfaction with life. You'll feel more in line with your values. It will help you feel like you're doing something that has meaning. And it will also help you gain more time, money, and freedom because you won't be headed in a direction that doesn't fit with you and what is core to you. So imagine, if you will, that you're on your deathbed. I know that that is not usually a fun way to start out a conversation, but look right in your own eyes and ask yourself, was your life a complete success? And right now, just think yes or no based on who you are today. And if you would say it is, what are the things or the components that made it a complete success? Try to get as specific as possible. And if you say it's not been a success or currently you don't feel like it's a success, what would be the things you'd wish had happened that would make it a success? So the key here is to not get stuck on the negative. Our brains are hardwired to do that, but they are also hardwired to keep us where we are, which is not serving us if we don't feel like we're living out our purpose. What we need to do is get out of our comfort zone and get into a new perspective, a new way of thinking, challenge our own thinking. And we also may be tempted to say, I can't answer that right now. But Hendricks actually says that the bigger the question, the more important it is to answer it right now, to go with whatever your gut is, because we truly have within our subconscious a deeper wisdom. One of my coach trainers, Christian Simpson, he calls it our sixth intelligence. Some people call it sixth sense. But anyway, we in the Western world have really lifted up logical thinking, and yet we have this intuition, this inner wisdom that we can sometimes shut off by overthinking things. And so when you think about this question, go to the first instinct. What is it that would make your life a complete success? Now, you want to form these in the positive. You want to make a list of things you want to happen, not what you don't want to happen. Because the other thing that is true about our subconscious is that it doesn't hear the word no. And so if you make a list of things you don't want to happen, your subconscious will actually start putting things into place, behaviors and just frequencies that will lead to what you don't want. So answer this question in the positive. So just come up with one right now. What is it that will make your life a success? And then why is that important to you? What is it that makes that meaningful to you? It doesn't matter what other people think, because if we try to talk ourselves into someone else's goal for us, We may people please, but we will not be as successful as if we are truly going with something that we are choosing of our own accord and desire. So now that you've got your answer for what would make it successful and why it's important to you, you want to turn that wish into a goal. Put it in the present tense as if it is happening now. So, action-based goal. And you want to ask yourself, is this something I really want? Is it something that I'm willing to commit myself to, body and soul? Because if it is, then you'll start doing things to work towards it. So we can't, when we start with the end in mind, which is what I'm encouraging you to do with this information, start with the end of what you want your life to be about. And then you work backwards and you start choosing habits and behaviors that support your end goal. And that helps you get real clear on what you want and real clear on what you should be doing today, next week, a year from now, so that you don't get to the end and have regret. But when we're clear and we act on that clarity, we can then manifest the dreams of our hearts through intentional living and behavior and actions. So in Gay's book, he's in a conversation with somebody asking him this question. And he proceeds to ask him the question up to 5 times because that's in the end what Gay answered. There were 5 things for him that equaled a completely successful life. If you have an interest in reading it, I highly recommend it. I found it very helpful. I found it helpful to read what he said and how he formed those things into actionable goals, things like meaningful relationships and contribution to the world. So those will vary by person, and that's what makes us so unique, and the world needs each of us and our unique strengths. So you may ask yourself that question until you don't have another answer. Maybe it's 3 things. I hope that it's not more than 5 because that would be challenging to bring to fruition, to have that many priorities. But do ask yourself until you feel like there's no other answer. So the key here is instead of merely wishing for a meaningful life, why not wish for a magnificent life, one of complete fulfillment? That was one of Gay's questions. And to devote your energy to attaining the goals of greatness, to get busy, to instead of saying, I wish, to change that to I am, and live out your purpose daily. Now, I am not suggesting that you quit a job or, draw a line in the sand and say, I'm never going to XYZ again. When you need that income or someone is depending on you. But I am encouraging you to identify the purpose and then start making small steps, meaningful steps to work towards what it is that you want your life to be about. Most of the time, that's going to be holistic. It's not going to just be about a career. And when we gain and grow personally, we will gain and grow professionally, and then vice versa. So one way a pattern can remain hidden is through lack of awareness. And by intentionally asking yourselves these things, you are, in essence, bringing power to your awareness and creating a path that starting the momentum to get you in that direction. One thing that Gay talks about in his book is significant acts of incompletion. And for him, these were broken promises along the way, things that he had declared and not followed through on. So I do ask you to think through if there are any of those in your life. He says that anything that is incomplete serves like or acts like a boulder in a river, and the river can flow around it, but more will pile up and you'll start to dam the river and the water will divert to a new destination. So in essence, you're creating bottlenecks for this life, your best self. And so in order to free up that water and have it flowing in the direction that you want it to again, you'll want to complete these acts. You'll want to reconcile the relationship in whatever healthy way that can happen. Any significant act of completion then unleashes a hidden power, a rocket fuel for manifesting your heart's desires. So sometimes that will involve other people, and our responsibility to our own self for completing that doesn't infringe on their desire to have reconciliation or not. And so Gay suggests that you offer the reconciliation or you offer the confession. But if they have already forgiven you or they don't want to hear it, then you honor them, and you have, in essence, honored yourself and the nudge to then follow through with it. So one thing he says is that justification is a glue and clue for incompletion. So if you find yourself justifying something, that gives you a clue that there is something incomplete to take care of. And then you can start moving forward once you get all those things cleared out, or as you are getting those things cleared out, you will start to have more energy for the things that you value most, for these things that you have identified as your purpose. So I hope that is a blessing to you today. I hope that sparks some interesting ideas and maybe even conversations with people in your life. I'd love to hear what you come up with when you answer those questions, if you're willing to share. And that I hope that if you know somebody asking that question, what is my purpose in life, that you'll share this video with them in hopes of blessing them as well. So have a great day, and stay tuned for more tools on how to find your purpose. Bye.